team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friend. And let's see if I can remember how to do this. I hope you have missed me. It has been a week, well, longer than a week. I didn't do Sunday show either. I was at the zoo, Africa Alive, for my mum's birthday, 74 she was. And then I've had a couple of days holiday, spending some time with Mrs. L and my son. I know a lot of you often ask, does Mrs. L mind you doing all the shows? And in truth, no, she doesn't. But at times, we do have to spend some time together. And this week was it. So I hope you've missed me. I hope you missed the shows. This is our first show since last Sunday. We've got Rotherham tomorrow. The chat is already very busy. I love to see a busy chat. We'll try and keep it short, sharp, and sweet tonight because obviously tomorrow's kickoff is midday. We've got our pre-game show from 11:30. Myself and the Mogul are holding that one down until the Cruncher joins us for halftime and post-game, because I believe he is working. He is pumping the fist. He is excited to be doing a match day ticket 2 in a row. Joe, I was asked earlier by one of our cricket team, Ian, if you've not yet seen Talking Cricket, they react to the news that Joe Root has resigned as England captain. I suggest you do so. But Ian was talking to me about Shrewsbury, which was last week. And I honestly can't remember a single thing about that game. It is like I have had the Men in Black turn up and I've had that special pen. I can't remember a single thing. It feels like another lifetime ago. So do not ask me any questions regarding last week, please, gentlemen. I have clobbered together, and I do mean clobbered together very quickly, a prediction league. These are it's such a rush putting this together this week. Obviously, I've literally just come back today. There's not even a graphic for this. Not yet, anyway. I will get one made up. But your games this week are Ipswich versus Wigan and Ipswich versus Rotherham. Man United versus Norwich, which is tomorrow, I believe, 3 p.m. Cambridge versus Charlton, which is Monday. And Colchester versus Bradford, which is also Monday. I'll put the link in the chat. Get involved. I will do a graphic when I can. I've also asked you a question at the very bottom. Are we able to contact you regarding any new show ideas we may have to gauge viewer feedback? If you're willing and able to help us with that, then please do so. If you're not, that's fine. It's no obligation. It's just to try and help my idea, because some of my ideas are good and sometimes they deserve to be put in the bin. Right. Let's have a look and see what's going on in the chat. We've got, oh yeah, Rob Smith breaking the news. We're no longer in 9th, my friends. I don't know. I've waited so long for this moment. And here it is. We are no longer in 9th. We are now in 10th. Not quite the movement I wanted, granted. But, hey, movement is movement. And at this point of the season, it's all a little bit academic, isn't it, really? I mean, if we don't win tomorrow, it definitely is over. But it is over, isn't it? 76 points is Sunderland. 65 is us. Even a win tomorrow, it is all a little bit too late, as Jojo once sang. But there we go. There's your league table for this week. I like to bring it to you. I just wish I had more news. Right, let's bring the likely lads in. Let's play their collective music. They are, of course, the lovely boys that are here to entertain.
So meet the gang, cause the boys are here. The boys to entertain you. B-O-B-O-Y-S, boys to entertain you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are we?
All good.
Let's start with the Shisha. Hot Rod, Roddy Piper in the house. The Mogul with the WrestleMania 1 merch. How's it going?
Howdy.
Was he your favourite wrestler?
Certainly one of my favourites. Yeah, absolutely.
I just picked.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like telling you fact he was billed from Scotland, but was Canadian, really. Typical wrestling.
Was he really? I never even knew that. I thought he was legitimately from Scotland.
He did have Scottish heritage in his family, but yeah, he was Canadian, really. But
Fair play. Okay. All right. And you got that delivered from what? WWE Europe or where did you get
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
WWE Europe. Yeah.
Do you want to share how much that set you back?
15 quid, I think.
15 notes.
Yeah.
What's your favourite hot rod match?
Me and Rich were talking about this the other day. I like the WrestleMania 1 when Hulk Hogan and Mr. T are teaming against Mr. Wonderful and Piper. Where it all started, I suppose, wasn't it? WrestleMania 1.
Very nice. Very nice. I can't say I remember many hot rod matches, but Ian has just dropped a continuity claim into the chat, Mr. Moss. A wardrobe change. Have you changed your wardrobe?
Not really. Well, I did behind me, look, with the shirts. And I just took my tracksuit top off, mate.
There you go. Stereophonics. You were at a gig of theirs recently, weren't you?
Yeah, I went to Nottingham a couple of weeks ago. And next Sunday, I'll be in Liverpool watching Craig David. Craig David.
Can I get a
Come on,
rewind?
Come on,
Yeah.
you bastard.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
we're going to Liverpool, Matt. We're going to Liverpool. So the concert's obviously in the evening. Travelling up after work.
Yeah.
What is it on that Sunday in Liverpool? It's the Merseyside derby. It will be fucking rammed.
Craig David.
Talking of which, before we officially, I know it's Bank Holiday Friday, but we'll still sort
Got
of
the
break
red
the
one
week.
ready to pour. Craig
We'll
David.
break the weekend in.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it as well. Sean Dyche sacked by Burnley.
Oh,
I go away for a brief moment and I return to the world in absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Talk to me, someone, about this. What? There is no thinking behind it. You can't even defend it. But there's madness. Siri showed me madness.
Someone said, Matt, I can't remember where I was reading it. He had like a bantamweight transfer kitty in a heavyweight division.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Unbelievable.
he's been what, a decade? 10 years?
Yeah.
He come and done the FA Cup draw for me about 3 or 4 days before he actually got that job. I remember saying to me, "Don't fancy the Ipswich gig, do you?" And he just sort of chuckled, knowing that he was obviously going to be the Burnley manager. But yeah, he's done great things there. I mean, they've got American owners as well, haven't they? So have they just lost patience in the fact that they thought they should be higher up the division, or what? I don't know. I mean, they're not had a good season, Burnley, have they? They always seem to be around.
Why wait till today, Matt? Why wait till today? I'll say to sack him when they've got like West Ham. They've got West Ham on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, look, they had a poor result last week. They lost to Norwich. Fair enough. Before that, they beat Everton.
Yeah.
So where are they going? Are they going for the firefighter, someone like Allardyce, for that?
Yeah.
Or are they admitting they're down and going for someone like Daniel Farke, who's an engineer at getting teams out of the Championship?
Yeah, maybe. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Weird timing. It's weird.
That said, I can't see him going for a Daniel Farke when they rarely go for any type of European player in terms of their recruitment.
Yeah. There's got to be more to this than meets the eye. Had he been tapped up by another club, maybe? And he gave people the who knows?
In football, Matt, nothing surprises you, does it? Really?
Oh God, no.
But this did.
But he's been linked with loads of clubs previously. He's been linked with Everton. He's been linked with Newcastle. It's weird. It's weird.
I hope he gets another gig because I think he deserves it from the pressure. Lots of pressure at Burnley, says Craig at Portsmouth. Welcome in, by the way, Craig.
Do your best
takeover.
Sean Dyche for me, Martin.
Well, yeah, we went to Newcastle and the tea lady was rubbish. I can't. I'm famous for doing it, but also famous because it's not good.
Just seeing some names listed in the comments there. They've even got Ben Mee, who's still a player there, isn't he? Their captain, I think. He's now on the coaching staff till the end of the season with like Ian Woan and all the
Ian Woan. LMA manager 2007, absolute legend.
He's got
cheeky little purchase from Forest every week, every month. Right, it is 8:42.
Quick shout out to Hox in the chat there. He's Hox is down in the West Country, Matt, and he got some tickets off Chambo today to watch Colchester down at Exeter, and he said they were absolutely fucking dire.
Like watching Town again, was it?
Awful. He said they were awful.
Did he tell Chambo that?
Was it 2-0, was it? Was it 2-0?
Well, Chambo basically said he's chatted to Chambo after the game, and Chambo basically admitted that they were shit. They were shit. Robbie Cowley's a bit of a knob, apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
Breaking news.
All is not well down at.
I had a Burger King outside Boston's grounds this afternoon ahead of their game against Bradford. Because they've moved from the stadium in the town to, like Colchester, a new stadium outside of the town.
I went to the old ground there when I think Tony Mowbray was when Marshall was playing. I think that was when, that would have been the season after we got relegated.
Yeah. It's a classic new stadium now with a Costa, a Starbucks, a Burger King, a Greg's all around it.
Yeah, like
I had the Burger King. Delicious it was.
Do you remember that Soccer AM, Martin? Boston goals.
Look, every time I mention Boston, I always go Boston goals. But yeah, so they won today, 2-1 against Bradford. Bradford, that's ridiculous. I mean,
Bradford Park Avenue, is that?
Bradford Park Avenue, that day.
Google just said Bradford. I was in a hurry. I was eating my Burger King. I was like, who are they playing? He just said Bradford. He just said Bradford.
That's Steve Evans' old haunting ground, isn't it? Where he
was there,
Bradford Park Avenue. Painful.
Yeah, that's where he got done, wasn't it, for whatever it was.
Right, let's do it. Hello again, friends, and you are my again. That's the wrong button. I ain't been drinking yet. That's still the wrong button. It's still the wrong button. Hang on. ITFC Legends Pack. Make your weekends flow from $14.99.
And we have got some away days beer glasses on the way for us free.
Apparently so, yes. I am drinking this evening, gentlemen, a Christmas Saka. It is not Christmas, but I found the Saka in the bottom of the box. So I'll have a piece of that. Too much time off, says Colin. Absolutely.
That's the best one.
That is the best one.
Big shout out, because obviously last night we had Leipzig going through in the Europa League. And did you see Frankfurt, Martin, at Barcelona? How many fans were there?
Yeah, mental.
30,000 away fans in Nou Camp.
Wow.
Crazy, wasn't it?
And they went through?
Yeah.
Well, 3-2 on the night.
Barcelona in the mud, mate.
Fantastic last night. I don't know if you watched the games. I was watching Rangers, Matt. I thought it was brilliant. West Ham, great win in Lyon.
I heard they won.
Shout out Alex Griffin. Went up, did one of his videos. Very good.
He's had about over 20,000 watches already on his YouTube channel.
Amazing.
And he's back up there on Sunday. He's back up there Sunday for the Celtic game in the Scottish Cup. He's going.
I bet Away Day Beers would do a great business if they had a Rangers line. Like,
oh my Lord.
I reckon a Rangers beer, people, fans do love a good old beer. So I'm on the Saka, you're on the Bundes.
Bundeslager.
Ben Hobbs in the chat was at Roma against that team from Norway. What are they called? Like the team that beat Celtic. Glimt, is it? Something like that.
They're playing some good football under Jose.
Gave him a good show. I'm not on beer tonight. I've had a lot of beer today already because we've had a huge Easter party around here. It's taken me about an hour and a half to get the place back to my OCD cleanliness levels. So I'm on the old red wine, Australian.
Beautiful. I have dropped the Away Day Beers link into the chat.
Yeah,
go and support our friend Josh. He's a Town fan. At the link, you can buy packs of beer, or you can join their subscription service to get beer delivered every single month. They get a glass included in it and various other things. Rich, what else do they get included in the pack if they're a subscription?
I'll get a magazine. I'll get a magazine thrown in. I get some stickers. I want some of them I'm going to have a word. I'm going to have a word with Josh. I want some of them bobbleheads. We want more of them. I've got some on my shelf at home, but I need some more. And a shout out to Charlie, One Rovers Vlogs in the chat. Good 1-0 win today at home to Salford City.
Absolutely.
How was Corey and Darber? Tell us how Corey and Darber played for Salford.
Yes, he did. Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Nice suntan, says Colin. Well, it was only Skegness, Colin, but it was sunny. And I got sunburnt at the zoo last Sunday.
Talking of Colin and Ndaba, we've got a new player, Max. I spoke to Colin on the phone yesterday, and he said, Corey Ndaba. I was like, who? I thought it was Martin who couldn't pronounce these players, but Colin Ndaba.
He's dropped a governism.
It's I mean, look, listen, on some of the away commentaries against Ipswich this season.
Donasian.
Yes, Jeremy, I am drinking a Merlot.
Good man. Good man. Right. Rotherham tomorrow. You've seen the league table. I'm not going to press you even further by getting it on the screen again. I'm not going to ask the question, is it over? Because I've covered that one a little bit to death. Yeah. But it's Rotherham. It's a test. Wigan on the Tuesday. I'm hoping to do Baz's podcast on Sunday with him. to talk about us. Wigan are almost there. They're almost home and dry. We could help MK Dons with a win tomorrow. But is it more about just how we play, Rich? Is it about turning up to a place at Rotherham that they're going to win? They're on a bad streak. They need the result, so they're going to be up for it. Is it about seeing players like maybe Elkenbagger, Wolfenden, and co step forward under the pressure and assert the dominance they've shown against the lesser teams? All right, the results haven't been great, but the dominance has been there.
Yeah, because we played them. When did we play them at home, Martin? Was it October time?
It was. It was freezing cold. I remember that.
2-0. Before not the season before. The season before that, they rolled us over twice. I did say if anyone finishes above Rotherham, we'll get promoted. Now I thought that they were nailed on, Matt, to win the league.
Me too.
The form's gone off a cliff.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the Sky Hoodoo. 3 wins in 34 tomorrow to get over.
It's important we break that. It's important we get for our own personal. Because next year we're going to TV a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was reading Christian Walton's comments about finishing the season strong. Now, I've heard that a lot of times from players, Matt, towards the end of the season.
Likewise.
And then these teams turn up, and it's as if they got the flip-flops on and they're on the beach already. So I think tomorrow it's going to be really interesting to see what Town does turn up, because the Shrewsbury game last week, I thought we played well for 25 minutes, like we said. Then the fourth official, the linesman got injured.
Yeah.
But second half, to me, it was just one of them games at the end of the season when both teams are sort of going through the motions. I don't want to see that tomorrow. I want them to turn up there. They're under pressure. We've got no pressure on us tomorrow. We can go up there. We can play our football because they need to win. They have to win tomorrow because MK have got, I think, Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow night.
Yep.
But the form that Rotherham in.
So Rotherham,
I still think Rotherham will have too much for us tomorrow. It'll be a really good measuring stick to see how much we have improved. Yeah,
I agree. They're currently 3 points, Matt, behind MK. Game in hand, obviously. They've lost 3 of the last 5. Even if you don't take the top 2, you need to take a little bit of form into the playoffs, because if you're going to finish 3rd, which it's looking like they could do, you're going to play a team like Sunderland, who have won 3 of the last 5 currently, or Wednesday, who will need a little bit more, a little bit better form to take into. So it could be no momentum versus momentum. And we've seen that ourselves from years gone by, having finished 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they can even play Oxford. All the teams probably want to avoid. But yeah, they've not won at home since the 15th of March. That's a terrible run, isn't it? Beat Lincoln 2-1. They lost to Charlton at home, didn't they? They lost to Shrewsbury at home 3-0, or they were down to 10 men.
Yeah, Portsmouth 3-0.
Yeah, weird. It's really weird. Now, whether or not Ipswich could go up there and do something tomorrow, I don't know. I can't actually see us losing the game, given what the run that Rotherham are in. It would be very similar to what we've seen away from home at Oxford and Shrewsbury. We might take the lead, and then Rotherham could score a late goal, not too late, hopefully, because it's a bit of a killer, isn't it? Makes you feel like you've lost the game. But I would imagine Ipswich could probably get a draw out of that game tomorrow, given the form Rotherham are in. And we said last week, didn't we, Rich? We've got so much possession. What was it? Nearly 600 passes last week.
Yeah.
Just haven't got the killer instinct to finish the games off. But who knows? Who knows what tomorrow might bring?
Why haven't we got that killer instinct?
Good question.
Is it tactical? Is it player mentality from your perspective? Yeah, we're all about. I was saying, because somebody asked me what Talking Town was during the week, and I said we're a platform about big opinions and owning those big opinions. Now, I've seen the Fisherman on social media when I logged in to see send Rich the link, and I see that he's getting pelters again for having an opinion. Guess what? Yeah. He's an opinionated man, but he's owning it. He's broadcasting it, and he's behind
he's getting rid of 14 players. He's having another demolition.
I don't necessarily agree with all of it. Mike. But I agree, and I always back people who have their opinion and stand by it. So I'm asking yourself, Matt, what in your opinion, what is it tactical? Is it the handbrake on? Is it a player mentality? Because you're right, we've been dominant, but we haven't had a killer instinct.
No. Do you want to see? I don't really know. I mean, we've stopped conceding lots of goals, haven't we? But at the same time, it's kind of dried up at the top end of the pitch as well. I really don't know. I mean, this is one of the challenges for McKenna, isn't it? To actually identify what that is. I mean, look, it's not helped that Bond has scored once since October. Higgett, as the Fisherman keeps saying, doesn't look like he's a good fit for us, even though we're desperate for him to do well and we've all supported him. He's looked like a fish out of water a little bit. He's gone from being a big fish to keep the nautical thing going in a small pond at Wimbledon. And he seems to have lost in the mix here. Caden Jackson's out. Norwood, well, I mean, he didn't even feature in the first half of the season, did he? So it seems to me that we'll probably be looking at least 2 or 3 new strikers in the summer that can integrate into how McKenna wants to play. We don't really know how McKenna wants to play. We're seeing this at the moment. We're taking it for granted. This is how it's going to be moving forward. But if he can get in different targets, different names, you could easily see a different style of play next season. I mean, I still expect us to be passing in that kind of short passing triangle motion, but it could be a lot more direct with different strike options.
Powerpuff strikers, says Darren Salter. But Rich, this is the team that in the early part of the campaign, you couldn't guarantee anything about us except the fact we were going to score goals.
Yeah.
It's going full circle, isn't it? Because under Cookie, we were scoring plenty, but we were shipping goals for fun. Now we don't hardly concede. I think it's 8 goals, isn't it, in the 19 games under Kieran? But we've only scored, is it 22 goals, Martin? I think we've only scored 22 in 19.
Yeah.
It's not just the strikers, it's the people playing behind them, because I know everyone waxes lyrical about Sonny Aluko. 0 assists, hasn't scored since October. Connor Chaplin, not scored in 12 games, Martin. You know, Selena, been in and out. Look at MK Dons, Scott Twine, 27 goal involvements. Now, that is the type of quality that you need to get out of this league, because there has been times this season when we've passed the ball for fun, but we'll sit there and we never look like scoring. No. We don't create enough, but a lot of the times, and Kieran touched on it last Saturday after the game, we move the ball, Martin, too slowly. It gives the opposition time to get everyone behind the ball. I'm not saying all teams, but a lot of these teams, you know, like your Cambridges, your Cheltenhams, all of them, get people in position, and then they're hard to break down. If you don't score early against a lot of these teams is when we struggle, you know, and that's what we've got to somehow work that puzzle out next season. Get an early goal against a lot of these teams, and the game totally changes. Their game plan totally changes. Then they're opening up more spaces, and with the players that we've got, you know, we will be able to hurt teams. But I'm not sure about the people playing behind the striker. You know, they're all good players individually, but do they all fit into a team, Martin?
Possibly. Well, this is it. And Stephen Parry switched formation, went from gung-ho to conservative. Callie Bisler, Crunch, we signed 20-plus goal striker and didn't work, so not always about numbers. Chaplin stopped scoring, says Jason Clayton. Scoring from corners, Rich wouldn't agree, would help ease the pressure on the front three. Rich says there's no problem scoring from corners.
We all know
I know. I was never going to let you forget it, though. It's until we score. Nobody can do something special. Trying to walk the ball in the net. We won't score a goal like the Shrews did because we don't shoot. Exactly. So when Christian Walk comes out, Matt, and says this time next year, I want to be points clear on top of the table, is it? I mean, Wigan obviously are a standout reason why it is possible, but is it realistically possible for this team to go from struggling to score, sitting in 10th to points clear top of the league?
Well, I mean, look, that's lip service to supporters, isn't it? You know, they know what a failure it's been. It's not sugarcoat this. It's been an absolute failure. I was chatting about it at the party today with a bunch of buoyant West Ham fans. That's what my family.
Nothing worse than happy West Ham fans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very great thing.
Do you ever wish you supported them, Matt? Do you ever wish you supported them on those? No,
I've never had that affinity. It was always, as soon as I saw Bobby Robson and that team, that was it. That was it for me.
Glory hole.
But I just think, look, I'm actually looking at the goal scoring options here. Look, we've got Bonnie's on 12, Westburn's on 10. Is that the first time I've had 2 players with double figures for quite a while, isn't it?
Possibly.
And then Chaplin sits on 7. And if you look at Rotherham, the position we'd like to be in, Michael Smith's got 18, and Ladapo's got 11, and Barlaser, the midfielder's got 8. So that's where we've missed it.
You look at Wigan, Matt. You look at Wigan. Will Keane, 21. Callum Lang, 17.
Will Keane's got 21 goals. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, 21. Callum Lang, 14. James McLean, 9.
But the way Bond started the season, Matt, I don't think we could sit here now, back in, when was it, October, when he had 11 goals in the first 16 games. if we done a poll, Martin, that day when he did his 11th goal and said, Macaulay Bonne, how many goals will he score this season? I would have thought the majority of people would say he would hit the magic 20
I
at
said
least.
that at the start of the season, absolutely.
At least.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that. I mean, look, let's go back to what we were just chatting about, but it annoys me the fact that Sky have chosen this game because they probably thought Ipswich might just be sneaking into the top 6 and Rotherham are still trying to shoot for second or first. It just grates me that we're not even in the mix with the wage bill. I just can't get over that. I just can't get over it.
It is annoying. It is
We've
annoying.
been told we're in the top 10 championship wage bills. You can actually slot Ipswich into that jigsaw. And yet we're 10th in League One. I mean, it's just like, as much as I like all the stuff that's coming out of the club, the reason it's coming out of the club is because we're being shit on the pitch.
Need the PR, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you always get it at this point of the season anyway. Now it's our time. And we said on social media this week, didn't we, Reg? This season was supposed to be our time.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of this. And I think you're probably, I mean, look, Christian Bowman's just trying to appease the supporters in terms of, you know, we've got season tickets for sale. We want you to come and fill the stadium again. And I'm pretty certain we will be in the mix next season under McKenna. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it should have been this season.
I've got a question for both of you. I was talking to Hawks today. Now, he reckons that Mark Ashton has had the easiest ride in football this season. You know, he's came in. Yeah. It couldn't get no worse than when Marcus Evans was there. What do you think to that? Because I don't disagree with him.
Yeah, I think he's right. Yeah.
You know, it's been an easy ride for him.
Mark Ashton. Ashton's a clever guy, right? He's been around the game a long time. Like I've said, he's very typical of a lot of executives you'd see come into the FA and around clubs. He's very good in front of the camera, and he's very good at telling you what you want to hear. The new pitch is coming in. You're going to get a big screen. You've got for season tickets rising. But at the end of the day, he was rubber stamping all the 19 signings and maybe kept Paul Cook on too long. I mean, even us three in WhatsApp privately said Cook could go after the ball. You know. So they've got to take some blame. You've got to take some blame for it. We're just supporters. We're just supporters. We're not on the pitch. We're not in the director's box. We're just supporters.
It's a great question, Rich, and I'll call you Rich. I think the answer to it is the club was in such a shockingly bad state when he took over.
Yeah, there's that as well.
That it was a breath of fresh air.
Well,
and we've never had.
I don't know if you've had your finger on the pulse this week when, because obviously Leo Neal's gone, Martin. I don't know if
he has. That news did reach me. It did reach me. I had several little tweets at me, or little, you know, my phone was going off with news of Lee's sad departure. I think he's a guy that has been, you know, he's a good guy.
Thrown to the wolves.
Yeah.
Thrown to the wolves.
Heart in the right place. Moved in, said and done all the right things, but
it was
firmly had his hands tied.
It was madness what he was asked to do, wasn't it? We touched on this in our very first podcast, didn't we? He's coming as the academy manager. Then he's sort of like Evans' acolyte in the director's box, and going off to Europe and scouting players. I mean, he comes from a teacher background, for crying out loud. I mean, you know,
I suppose his most outstanding piece of work was the article last summer regarding the recruitment. That will be, when you look back on Leo Neal's time, that'll be the article I will be digging out on platforms like this, blowing off the cobwebs, because it was such a Windows 95 comment, wasn't it, in hindsight? You know, but that also plays into what Mark Ashton's about, in answer to your question, Rich, because he is such charismatic. He is such a good guy, such a breath of fresh air, such a contrast to the Leo Neal, to the Ian Milnes, to the Jonathan Simmons, I think the chap's name was, to all the people we've had under Marcus, that you would say, here is the Frankie and Benny restaurant menu. Please read it to me, because your voice is something that I can listen to for days. That will only last a period of time. That honeymoon is wearing itself off.
Yeah, he's the first proper spokesman, isn't he, Rich? I would say at senior management level, we've had some sheepshanks who's quite happy to do an interview or inviting the media in, and we always keep saying, you know what Evans looked like for a decade, and then suddenly we've gone full circle, and you've got someone who's really happy in front of the camera. But I do feel like this should have been our season. I mean, regardless of what the state of the club was behind the scenes, that should not really reflect on the pitch, should it? In terms of being able to, because still got the same training facilities. Yeah. And I feel like it's just another missed opportunity, really. But I mean, look, League One has been competitive this year. Look at what you're going to need to get sixth. You could need 80 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, man. That's going to get you second.
The same way McKenna and the honeymoon period, is wearing that time is expiring. Ashton and his honeymoon time is expiring, and this time next year, be different. You hope to be from very different positions, but the way people see them may well be different. The way they're perceived may well be different, and Mike the Fisherman is one of the first. He may not be the last to, in being critical of what's going on. I know Matt there has commented on the ownership, or certainly Mark Ashton, and how it's not been a great year in terms of the decisions made. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well, I agreed with what the Fisherman was saying on Twitter, in that he said that I would release or let go or sell these, was it 13, 14 players? And everyone was like outraged by it. Well, first of all, that's a squad of players that hasn't been able to get Ipswich into the top 6 on very good wages. They have not had to want for anything. So I agree with him on that point. Secondly, there was a lot of players out of contract and not on loan in that list. So you could think a few could go there. And we know Ashton likes, we were saying, Rich, Ashton likes player trading. It's one of his passions. It's what he's well known for at Bristol City. One of the reasons I think he's been brought into this. Huge. So you could see, look, who are the sellable assets? Chaplin could go back to the Championship. They could use Piggott Westburn could use Piggott as a make weight to get, I don't know, for argument's sake, a Cole Stockton in from another club. So people were too quickly to mock Mike there. I do feel like we will see movement. Not the 19 that we saw in the summer. I think everyone agrees that was a bit mental, but certainly there will be movement. Absolutely. And those players he mentioned in Twitter as well.
Can we also take a moment just to think how much the PR machine at Portman Road now is what it should have been always? Because I just literally read in an article in the last couple of days that Lee O'Neill's father played in the FA Cup team. That should have been front and centre of any Lee O'Neill stuff. You know what I mean? That should have been. I mean, you imagine that now. I imagine the club would do such a huge thing about how this guy's got the club at heart. His father bled the blue, played in successful teams. That shouldn't take to the end for me to suddenly did he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone knew the PE teacher beforehand. Everyone knew that.
Because everyone was kind of mocking. I suppose everyone was kind of mocking the background, wasn't it? But Ipswich have always had good spokespeople. Look at the Cobbolds. I mean, they were two of the most, certainly John Cobbold. I think Patrick was a bit more reserved. Colin was zealous. But certainly John Cobbold was one of the most charismatic chairmen probably to ever, run a football club. So you need those kind of spokespeople. And we're used to that. You was used to Bobby Robson and Alf Ramsey, and then Sheepshanks came along. And now you've got it with Ashton. I think it's really good. The communication they do in the fans forums is really good. But let's not forget that we've missed part. We should have been top 6. Absolutely, we should have been. And
I think they expect, respect, and understand that position. And had Ashton arrived a couple of weeks earlier, who knows where we'd be right now? But he arrived when he arrived, through to the obligations to Bristol City and whatnot. Coxey's comment here. Interesting to see how Ashton is viewed once he starts selling players. That's always the big test of that. Yeah. When they start wheeling and dealing, Rich, and you start saying, like Aluko, I think that's his first big test, because a lot of fans like and want Sonny. I'm not one of them, I will be honest, but that is his first sort of big test, a little bit of a fan favourite.
I don't think that's a big test. That's down to the manager if he keeps him or not. It's not going to be Mark Ashton's decision. And
he's not a young player either, is he? Don't get too attached to players that are edging towards retirement. And
people love Aluko. People love Aluko. He's very much a fan's favourite. Very much a fan's favourite.
I like it. I do agree with the fact that Rich says he's not had any assists on that. But I do feel like he gets things moving. And I do think he brings a valuable presence to the dressing room and around the coaching pitch Monday to Friday. Absolutely.
Possibly so. Talking about transfer rumours, before we move on, Aladki, Aberdeen. Yeah. Is this a player we expect to be leaving in the summer? Is there something in this Aberdeen rumour, Rich? What's the situation?
I think the manager there he was manager at St Mirren, wasn't he, Matt?
Jimmy Goodwin, yeah. So they know each other, yeah.
Look, a goalkeeper's it's a totally different position because there's only one can play. Yeah. His age as well. I don't think he's 31 now? He's not going to want to play second fiddle, is he? To Christian Walton, play the odd cup game here and there. I would expect him to move on, Martin. I would.
I think the only sticking point is going to be what the fee is, because we know Ashton's he's pretty good in the transfer market, so he'll want to try and get top dollar from Aberdeen, wherever that might be from them. But it's got to be nailed on that. Reunited with Jimmy Goodwin, who he knows from St Mirren. It's a great move for him. He's still a good keeper, just that Christian Walton's been better.
And the age he is, he's got to be the number one somewhere. The age he
Yeah,
is.
exactly. He will be there, won't he? Have you seen
he's-
they've paid off Jet as well there, by the way?
Have they
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, they've let him go.
I
Yeah.
didn't know he was still playing. Christ. Okay.
Such a wasted talent, that guy. It's really disappointing.
Cole makes a really good comment there about the recruitment and about the pre-season, that they didn't have a pre-season, Martin. Selena, Morsey. They were late coming in.
Yeah,
well, Morsey has
pre-season
pre-season.
Barrett, didn't he?
Yeah, but not with Town. Not with Town.
Yeah,
No.
get it. I get it. Yeah.
Not with Town. So
Selena was
I think it's important that whoever we sign, he gets them players in early, get them on the training field pre-season, playing some games together. We look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we need to hit the ground running. 30th of July, that first game, 3 points on the board. All season long, we've got to be up there. No excuses. We can't have any excuses next season. You know, after three years, you know, we've been in this division 3 years. It was a, what was it? We sung, Martin, at the I see it the other day come up when we got relegated against Birmingham. Everyone was singing "Free Look." Don't worry.
Yeah.
It turned out well, didn't it, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
League One tour, 100 points, 100 goals. We all remember the clip with me in the hat after Colchester. Here we are for the fourth. This will be the fourth season. We haven't made the playoffs. Minimum next season is top 6. Minimum.
I remember seeing you at the when we did our Radio Suffolk show. Me, you, Joe Fairs, Matt. Was there anybody else there? I can't remember. That was us. We talked about it with Paul Lambert, and we were jokingly saying we're not quite going to reach 100 points, but we're going to maybe reach 100 goals. And it was all going so well at that point, and then, well, it didn't go so well as we know. So
it can't be that difficult to turn things around. Look at Wigan last season. They come down on administration. They've had to sell, you know, all the Royal Silver. They were struggling right down near the bottom, weren't they? I'm pleased they stayed up. Now they're pissing the lead on 87 points. Plus 37 goal difference.
All these leagues now are tough to get out of. There's no given. There's no given for anybody. There's no divine right just because we're getting 25,000 every week, Matt, to think that we're just going to romp the league.
Ask Bradford.
Hard work. Get your heads down. And let's not talk about so much. I don't want, like Christian Walton, next season we want to be top of the league. But like you said, lip service.
Yeah, but when you do say that, look at the quality of player we've brought in compared to what we're going to brought in. Like your Morseys, your Salinas. He got a 20 goal.
Doesn't like we can go back to Lee Anderson last Saturday on here, Martin, saying that we've got the best squad.
Yeah, I remember that.
Look,
I remember that.
You're falling into that trap, Matt, by saying Morsey, Selena.
Yeah.
Good players individually in their own right, but good players does not make a good team.
I do think we have got a good team. Yeah, I was chatting about this with a few people on Twitter, actually. I do actually think we've got a good team. We're just not quite ticking the boxes. All the boxes are there, like, as McKenna said, set-piece goals.
We're 10th in League One.
Exactly.
You're the 10th best team in League One.
I think there's a really good team spirit there. Just watch when we score a goal and the coming together of the players. I do think there is a good team spirit there. It's just, whatever it is, all those pieces have just not come together to get us into the
There you go, Cole Brooks. If the squad is that good, we won't see any signings in the summer then, will we? If everyone keeps bleating on about what a great squad we've got.
We haven't got
bang on there.
We haven't got
Why
great
do we need to
strikers,
strengthen?
though,
Why do we need to strengthen then if we're the best? We've got the best
haven't got
players.
strikers there. I mean, look, your top scorer is going back to QPR.
He might not be. You don't know. You don't know what Kieran McKenna's going to do. He might sign him.
Let's just take our blue tinted specs off, buddy, Reg. He ain't going to come. Why would you spend big money on someone who scored 1 goal in the last 7 months?
Okay.
Like the Fisherman says before, as fans were fickle because when he was setting the league alight up to November, there would be nobody in the chat, Matt, who would be saying, "Oh, we're not going to sign him.
We did say there'd be a dip, didn't we? I mean, bloody hell, if he'd carried on like that, he'd score 50 goals. But I mean, there's a dip and then digging underground, isn't it? I mean, he's completely disappeared.
Yeah. Although, the talk about January was we've got to buy him. We've got to buy him. We've got to sort that out. We can't let him go back on loan if they can cancel the deal. So, you're right. Football fans are fickle with everything they do. Carl Brooks, her Ladkey is off. He sold his house about a month ago.
Yeah.
There you go. Lewis Robinson, Haladki, a good goalkeeper. Don't be fooled by a shaky performance at the start of the season. Needs to go and play football. I think I completely agree with that. If only it was the Farmers League, Rich? Says Mike D.
Well, we've had this chat in the week about Atletico and shithousing, and Mike loved it. Well, at the end of the day, they shithoused Man City as much as they wanted to, and City still went through. That's another.
That was a different level to what you see in League One every week, like players going down injured. I mean, that was just a different level, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why have we got VAR anyway in the Champions League, Matt? Because if you're not going to use it for headbutts,
yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Martin Fisherman, Jackson has 2-3 good games and he's a well beater. Craig at Portsmouth, Chaplin, Selena should be the best attacking midfield combination in League One, but it just hasn't happened. I thought it would. I think we all did. Right, quick word from the Woodpecker Mortgage, and then we've got player connections and we'll have more chat. Now, do press the right button this time.
Hello, you lovely lot. I am here very quickly to discuss Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection, run by Ipswich Town fan Graham. So you know you're in good hands if you go with Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection. I want to discuss the income protection service they do with you. You all know me and you all know my story. Literally, one day I went out into that big wide world, a scary world, and I had an injury which left me disabled and unable to work. Just like that, I lost my income. Just like that. That's a click there. Crazy. This may have been an answer to a prayer, because obviously when you can't work, you can't earn. And when you can't earn, your bills are still going to be there wanting to be paid, like children needing to be fed. This could have been an answer to my prayer and taken some stress away from me and let me focus on my mental and physical health. Income protection insurance, it's not for everybody, but it might be for you. So give Graham a call on 01636 337 447 or email graham@woodpeckermortgages.co.uk. And I must say, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up repayments on your mortgage. You know it makes sense, you lovely people.
Perfect. Yes, support ITFC fan Graham to try and save some money in this cost of living crisis. So you can afford more t-shirts like Matt.
Cole makes a good point there. Look, Lampard and Gerrard didn't happen for England. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I mean, he's absolutely right. Pigott being the prime example. Great play for Wimbledon.
What?
Great play for Wimbledon. They'd be on ice at Ipswich for whatever reason.
I've always said last summer, every show I said was that the recruitment has got to be about finding somebody who brings out the positives in their partner and hides the negatives. So that's a little bit why Morsey and Backinson play so well. But that's what Brentford. I was reading an article by the Brentford recruitment team. That's what Brentford do. They don't just go out and get the stars. They look at the player they've got. What does he do? What can't he do? Let's find somebody now who can do what he can't. So you've got that balance. And Chaplin and Selena, two tremendous players in their own right, but they both do the same things. Their positives probably are the same positives. Their negatives are the same negatives. They're not that partnership, that all-round partnership. So it's a tricky one, because you've got to sort of sacrifice and go for look at some of the players, like the Accrington Stanley fella.
McConville.
Yeah, if he don't do nothing through a game but puts 3 corners in a box that you score from, that's fine by me.
Well, we mentioned that January, didn't we? That Nicky Cadden at Forest Green Rovers. Just whip across it. We kind of missed that from the left-hand side, haven't we, a little bit?
We have. And something else that caught my attention this week, I just want to touch on it and then we'll move on to some player connections. Blue Action, call to arms. They're saying in Section 6, they want more people who want to sing. They just want people that want to sing. I can't remember word for word what the post I saw was, but thoughts on that one, Rich? Obviously, you're someone who's synonymous with the passion of town. What are your thoughts on that one?
Now, I think they do a lot of good things, but I think they should move them into the centre.
I do agree. Go on.
It's the acoustics in that stadium, isn't it? In that stand, because they're over here obviously on your side, but then if you're right over the side where Colin sits, where Callie sits, they're singing a different song over there. So if they were in the centre, but it's all about. But then you've got to move people, I suppose, haven't you? You've got to move. What
you need is like what they have in Italian football is just one guy who's like on a microphone and he starts the
American football.
Yeah, they do it at Napoli a lot. You hear him a lot at Napoli.
I agree with that. I liked it when I saw it, Matt. My only concern was we've had obviously Alex on the platform previously about the disabled fans at the foot of Section 6 that have had some issues. Yeah, bringing more people into the section. Is that the best location? I agree with Rich.
I agree with Rich with them going in probably into the middle. I like what they do. I like some of their protest stuff. They
Yeah,
did.
I
I didn't
agree.
agree with them setting fire to the training ground. I thought that was a big shit. But,
They didn't do that. They didn't
but
do
yeah,
that.
I mean, look, whenever you've got a large group of people, you can have some dickheads there. So I mean, that's probably why you had some of the issues with the disability sports. But look, at the end of the day, when you're inside the stadium, you're all supporting the same team, aren't you? So you know, it's not that kind
Well,
of.
you are unless you're an away fan.
But I've also seen, Matt, about people saying about moving the away fans down to.
No, fuck off.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know if
That
they'll ever
won't
do
happen
that.
because Martin will have to move his seat.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's difficult.
Oh,
That's difficult to police as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they wouldn't do that. It'll cost too much stewarding and policing, and there'd be too much grief.
this phone's got some powerful numbers on it. I'd be straight on the fucking blower, believe me. Straight on it. Straight on that blower.
Operator, get me Arizona.
Yeah. Get me everywhere you've got, because this is not going down on my watch. And plus, if you need the away fans, then why don't you go up the other end and go to Sir Alf and make that that's what you need.
Well,
Ben
it's
Adams sits opposite
tradition,
the away
isn't it?
fans.
People don't like it. We keep saying people don't like change, do they? If somebody had to send, like, I don't know, Section 6 up to the Alf stand, they probably wouldn't like it. I don't know. It's weird.
True. Right, player connections. I've got 2 players, one for each of you. 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, God, I'm terrible.
I agree with you, Simon and Nicky. We are not moving. We shall
Change. We change to this.
peaceful protest. Carl, Tux is next to me next season. Let's start a GoFundMe and give him a drum. Does Tux sing a song, Carl? Is he one that gets really into it, or is he a watcher and a thinker?
He's got a wedding to play for.
That's true.
We've not seen Tux at the statue all season, have we?
Yeah, he come a couple of times.
Oh, did he?
came a
When I
couple
wasn't
of
there.
times,
When I wasn't there.
Yeah, you missed a few games, didn't you?
Yeah, he sees you and he goes the opposite direction. That's what I said.
yeah. Advisable.
Colin, the whole stand will all be coming down soon. So funny, Colin. We do love you. Right. Matt, you can go first. 60 seconds. You can ask as many questions as you want. I will give you as many answers as I can. This player has played for Rotherham and he has played for Ipswich. 3, 2, 1, go.
Leon Best.
No.
Good
guess.
Goalkeeper or defender? Either of those positions?
Defender.
Defender. When was he at Pullman Road?
He was at Ipswich between 2014.
Was he a lone player?
He was.
Paul Green?
No.
God damn it.
Sorry. That's not a defender.
Was he not a defender? Was he a midfielder?
No. He was.
English?
Yes.
Was he an English player? Who did he play for after he left Rotherham?
Doncaster.
This is really not helping, mate.
No, it's not.
Is
Started
he
his career at
still
Leeds.
Say that again.
Started his career at Leeds, playing 151 games.
He started his career at Leeds.
Leeds.
Oh, it's not Daraga, is it? Because he had a defender either.
Nope, he's a midfield player. Tamani Daraga.
Centre back?
Nope.
Right back.
Correct.
Played right back. I don't know.
Any ideas, Rich?
No, I haven't got a clue.
Fraser Richardson.
Oh, God, that was difficult, man. That was difficult.
Fraser Richardson played 7 games for Town.
7 games, blimey.
And then went to Rotherham and played 40.
Okay.
I actually quite liked Fraser Richardson on loan. You know, I thought he was a fairly decent right back, didn't you?
A Mick signing that, wasn't it?
He was. But Paul Green, great shout.
I was doing my best there, people. Anyone listening or watching, I was doing my best there to try and pull some names out.
Rich, your turn. 3, 2, 1, go.
When did he play for Town?
2013, 2014, 06 and 08.
2 spells.
What position?
Centre forward.
Oh, that's easy, that, isn't it?
Richard Naylor?
Nope.
06?
God,
06 to 08?
Were there any goals he scored?
What other teams did he play for?
Aston Villa. That's where he started his career. Aston Villa.
Where else?
Burnley.
Oh, Alan Lee. No.
Correct. Alan Lee. Boom.
Hey.
Desmond.
Oh,
It's the Desmond. Mr. Alan
That
Lee.
was easy, that. Why didn't I get that one?
Well, he wasn't to have Paul Green, but as you said Paul Green, I thought he might guess Paul Green.
What other ones you got down there? Have you got Leon Best?
I've got Leon Best. Yeah. It's a great little chemistry we've got between Rotherham and
Still the
Ipswich.
best caller ever on Radio Suffolk.
Oh, without doubt. Yeah. What do you make of Leon Best then? Leon Best? He's beeping. Love it. He is beeping shit.
Was that you?
That wasn't you, was it, Rich?
That wasn't me. No.
Who was it? I've never found out who it actually was.
I don't know.
I really hasn't. He does sing Tux, but he loves a moan at the referee. Good lad, Tud. I've always known he's one of the good ones.
Update here. Matt Stannard is in Barnsley already. Short trip for the family tomorrow.
Very nice.
Hello.
Very nice. Well, let's just finish off with the 2-11s. This is your 11 here, Mr. Moss. You have gone for Thompson at centre half. Not a debut for Elkin Baggett. Talk us through it.
That's what I think that McKenna will do. I'm not saying that I would probably play Baggett, but I don't think Kieran will want to lose many games.
No.
You know, we're on the telly tomorrow. I think Baggett will probably play against a Crew or a Charlton Martin, I would have thought. Not saying that I wouldn't play him, but I just think tomorrow that's what he'll go with. He'll go with Thompson in that back three. If it was down to me, I'd play Baggett in there and I'd play Thompson instead of Matt Penny. Penny would be in the bin because I thought average again last Saturday. You know, your Matt Penny does what Matt Penny says on the tin. I said it like when people are out of the team, Matt, they become better players in some people's eyes when you know what they can do, and then they come in and you think, well, he doesn't do this. Well, he does that. Well, we knew that all along.
Yeah.
So, and I agree there with Rob Smith. Penny is too weak defending against. But tomorrow, I think it's needs must with what he's going to go for. So I think he'll go with that. He'll probably play Selena. Will probably come back in. I'd have thought instead of Chaplin. Norwood probably keeps his place up front because he scored. Big T obviously giving it the muscle in the middle of the pitch, Matt.
Love it.
Okay, right, no problem. Like that, Matt. You have gone for an Elkin Baggett debut.
I thought Rich might go with Thompson. I don't know why. Me and Rich sometimes have this little chemistry here. I can tell what he might go with. So I've got Watford in goal. I've gone with Donatian, Wolford, and I've put Baggett. I did think about putting Thompson in there.
Okay, why Baggett? What's he going to bring to the party?
He was on the bench for, I can't remember which game it was. Was it the Portsmouth game? He was on the bench.
And the last home game, I think, wasn't it?
Cambridge.
Cambridge, is it? Yeah, and he was tight-lipped, wasn't he? I'm told today, McKenna, about whether or not he would start. And, you know, he's an international player. He's left-footed, I'm told. So I feel like he could. I would like to see him just get a start. Look, what's the worst that can happen? We get beat because we ain't going to get into the playoffs. So why not give him an opportunity? So I've kept Penny on the left-hand side just because he's our player and they could be playing together next season is what I thought. But, I mean, probably Thompson's far better. Morsey and Big T in the middle. Burns obviously on the right with his 10 goals. And then I've gone for Selena and Chaplin as the two.
With Joe Pigott. Talk about Joe Pigott. Because Ben Moore, Pigott, what the F are you drinking, man?
All week we've been talking about Norwood, haven't we, on social media now? And I do feel like he's probably going to be off at the end of the season. And Pigott, again, is one of our players. And I feel like McKenna will want to see games from him. He's under contract. Now, whether or not he goes in the summer, as like we alluded to earlier, as a make way for someone else. But he's our own player, so give him an opportunity. Give him an opportunity what he can do. I'd love to see him score, Pigott. Look, bloody hell, he's claimed an own goal at Burn and a penalty. I can't remember who it was against. Wimbledon, wasn't it? At Paul May. And then he got a goal in the Pizza Cup, and that's it.
I think Pigott's best game was that Burton game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And I do think that we know that Rotherham are quite a physical side. He brings a little bit. He brings height. And he brings a little bit of presence. I do think he holds the ball up well. But again, on the flip side of that, he wasn't that great against Oxford, was he? So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Baggett's ready. I think he really is ready.
I like to see
you've got to, you've got to start believing in these young players to make the gradual transition. I mean, look, Richard Wright, for example, eventually succeeded Craig Forrest, who was a great goalkeeper. But you've got to trust the young players when the young players are ready. And
I think Baggett's ready. Why not? Especially against Rotherham in a game where
Not just frame in.
if we lose, you ain't going to lose anything. But
I don't think Kieran wants to lose games, though. This is why I think he'll play Thompson.
No, but I think he's big on player development and player pathway and player training, and I think he won't hesitate. He won't be scared to put a young player into the fight. He's
I
got the
hope he
biggest club in
plays
the
him.
world.
I would play him. I've only gone with that team. That's what I think Kieran picked. Personally, I would play him. I would definitely play him. I wouldn't be against playing Kane Vincent-Young tomorrow, Matt. He's back fit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I did try that idea as well. Yeah.
My one question mark going Thompson, Rich, is you said about the physicality and Penny. Thompson's not the biggest of defenders to play at centre half either. You know, last week didn't do great in the air for the equaliser from memory.
We know Rotherham are quite physical as well, don't we? So,
whereas Baggett is a big boy.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he will. I do hope you see him tomorrow. He's got to make his debut at some point. Jesus Christ. You know.
I'd rather stand parking than pigs, Rich, says Fisherman. That's harsh. Are we quick? Are we too quick to write players off?
We did say at the start of the season there was an air. There was always an air of a Sam Parkin signing around Pigger. I do agree with my idea. I think we said that on the show, Rich, didn't we, at the start of the season? It could go like that, and unfortunately, it has. But
he started 9 games, Matt, this season.
Yeah, it's not many, is it?
No.
But are we too quick to write players off?
I don't think
this is a player that's that's had to move house, change location.
Yeah.
Find new friends. Let's be honest, 19 new players, find new friends and fit into a dressing room. Had his father sadly pass away, which would have not undoubtedly impacted him, be it on the pitch, off the pitch, mentally, emotionally, whatever. Are we too quick as fans to say, oh, he's done here? 1 season and he's done. It's not work. Or, you know, isn't it best we get him back under pre-season, back fully fit and wipe the slate clean?
Yeah, I mean, I think all players go through that spell. I mean, I'm just guessing at the moment, but I would imagine Macaulay Bonne, even when he was in the non-league and he's gone through to the championships, probably, you know, people have gone, oh, he's useless, don't give him another opportunity. Then you see him come to Ipswich and score lots of goals, certainly in that first 2 to 3 months. So, you know, maybe it's just a bedding in period. I mean, I know you hate this comparison, mate, but like Henri, when he went to Arsenal that first season for Juventus, everyone's going, he's shit. Terrible. Second season, on fire. I do hope.
Shit.
Are you comparing Thierry Henry to Joe Pigott? Come on, behave.
Just the situations of changing clubs.
But certain players don't fit certain styles.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes, and that might just be a case of him, Martin. You know, I've got nothing against Joe Pigott, but it's not an experiment. It's not an experiment. Next season, we need to, like I said, we need to hit the ground running. We don't need to be carrying passengers.
Who would actually come in for Pigott, though? That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel
IFC.
No one's going to be looking at Joe Pigott right now and going, that's the guy who's going to keep us up next season, or that's the guy who could maybe get us into 6th. You know, he's under contract with us at the moment. That's the reason why I've decided to play him. But
it'll be AFC Wimbledon. It'll be a simple case of, you know, let's talk a deal. Let's find a middle ground.
We're probably doubling his wage.
There's different management there now, Martin. Why? Yeah. You can't just say that he'll go back to AFC Wimbledon because he come from there, because they've got a different manager. They're going to be in a different league because they're probably going to get relegated. They're going to be in
99% of the Twitter recruitment analysts do. I'm taking player A, finding a club and throwing shit at a wall. It might stick, it might not. If it does, I can say I called it, Rich. All right. That's why I'm taking AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah, Ben Moore makes a good point there. But Bon Jackson, for me, fits McKenna's system. Both will run channels. I do agree with that. Yeah, but then people said Pigott ran channels at Wimbledon. I remember reading it in 442, their pre-season, their season preview. They're saying Pigott can not only score goals, but he runs channels. But he's not really done that with us. So
he's a penalty box player. If you look at all his goals that he scored for AFC, they're all in.
Box player,
yeah.
I don't agree. I see your team. And I think actually, no, I wouldn't play Pigott. But if he's playing tomorrow, gives my full support. And while he's a Town player, if he's on the team sheet, he'll always get the full support. Doesn't mean I'll always sit here and say he should play though. I don't think maybe he should tomorrow. But you never know.
Support the team. Don't support individuals. Support the collective. That is the 11 that wears the blue shirt. Yeah,
Absolutely. Rob Smith, who knows, a full pre-season and Pigs and maybe our top striker next year. All about confidence and goals. 9 starts. Can't write him off just yet, says Mike D.
It's not many starts, is it? Oh, look, no. He's not particularly impressed in any of his appearances, I don't think. But yeah, 9 starts, you can't really
Then you can flip that and say 9 starts, not playing great up front. He ain't doing enough around play for
I think most fans are saying that. They've seen a lot of Pickett this season in flashes, and not really done much, has he?
Carl Brooks, Pickett will probably do a Will Keane, leave and score goals.
Yeah.
Will Keane just couldn't stay fit though. That was the major criticism with Will Keane. He couldn't stay fit. He's obviously stayed fit.
He was Man United's young player of the year. Got injured. Marcus Rashford comes in, takes over. His career skyrockets. Keane went down. But yeah, at the end of the day, he was a really good player. But we just didn't see it. Paul Monroe, like you say, he stayed fit for Wigan. He's shown actually what a good player he is.
Rob Walker, as a supporter of a club losing its league status, terribly sorry, Rob. Ipswich is now my favourite league club. Well, welcome to the family, Rob. Welcome to the family. I'm sorry.
They can still stay up, can't they? I think Steve.
They lost today.
They lost to Wolverhampton, didn't they? Stevenage won. Stevenage
won today, and Barrow smashed Forest Green 4-0.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! Really?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. League 2, Oldham.
3 points. And
I think Stevenage have got a game. They've got a game in hand as well.
They have. Suddenly, Colchester are back in the mire. They pulled themselves clear.
There's only one. Scunthorpe have gone, haven't they?
Yeah, they went down today. They lost.
Shame that.
Right, we're back tomorrow, 11:30. Me and the Mogul holding the fort early doors, and then the Cruncher will join us when he's signed off. He's signed out in his little clocking in card.
What time's kick off tomorrow? 12 o'clock.
12:30.
Midday, my man. Midday.
12:30 kick off.
Is it 12:30?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be 12 then. It'll be 12 pre-game show.
Yeah.
Epic.
I'm rushing back for the boxing gym for this.
Epic. I thought it was a midday.
I wouldn't be expecting much, Matt.
No, that's true. Score predictions then, Matt.
I'm going to go with another 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. I don't think we know Rotherham aren't in good form. They're not won at home since 15th of March. We don't really concede. We're not scoring a lot. I feel like we can probably get a 1-1 like we did last week.
Lewis, 1-0 penny for 410. I'd take the 10.
Colin's going to be there. Colin's making the trip up. He's on the coaches, I think.
Good man, Colin.
Yeah,
good man. Rich?
Yeah. I don't think we get anything tomorrow. 2-0 Rotherham. I can't. It's a good, like I say, a good to see how far we have improved. We just don't score enough goals. I know they let 3 in the week, but I think they've only let 29 goals in all season. So, are we going to score more than 1 goal in the game? I don't think we'll score any tomorrow. I think we'll lose 2-0, and we'll all be thinking, look, the strikers are shit, the 10s are shit, and we'll all be moaning on Sunday. I can't see us getting anything. I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative. I'm just. That's how I see it tomorrow. They need to win more than we do.
Yes. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Massive game for them.
Lee's game with 1-1 as well. Lee Brown's game 1-1 as well.
If Penny scores, it will be an own goal, says Ian. 2-1 says Harry. 1-1 says Lee, who was at, where was he today? Mansfield, Lee was at today.
Kev's gone 1-1.
1-1. Adrak, other way round, Rich, 2-0 Ipswich. Just a complete game, just against a good side. Let's see how we've come from then to now under McKenna. Because against Rotherham, many of you said it was Lambert-esque. I remember the post-game show. Many of you said it was Lambert-esque.
So I'm never going to go to a midweek game again.
Yeah, you haven't. I will be as well, unless I get the ping of being away all week. You know,
what do you mean the ping? No one gets the ping anymore. Have you still got the app?
Oh, yeah.
Get fucking rid of that. Who's got that nowadays?
I'm a good boy. I'm a good Christian boy, Rich. Because I've got the app. Because I've got the app on my phone.
You need the app to know if you've got COVID. You just do one of them tests when you're feeling rough. Oh, look.
I am feeling ropey.
There you go.
I am. I know it's the beer or not, but I am feeling a bit ropey. But you're not hearing the voice. You're not hearing the voice.
You sound a bit husky, didn't you?
Yeah, husky.
Yeah, a bit like Beppe off EastEnders. Oh, it's Tiffany. Anyway.
He lives in China.
Does he? Does he?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
It's well known.
I didn't know it. Fair enough. Right, we're done. Stephen, I hope you feel better soon. We'll see you tomorrow at midday for the pre-game show.
The cricket show is available. Did you watch it, Matt? Did you watch?
Martin gave me the link that's coming to this show. He gave me the cricket one, so I watched it.
Well, I was in the other show. I was in this show. Well, I should have been in the cricket one. And
who's taking over from Joe Root then? Stokes, yeah? Is that what
It's
you're saying?
got to be Ben Stokes. The
Don Topley
cupboard-
said Stuart Broad.
Anyway, Essex looking good for victory, Matt.
Yeah.
Was that Sean Dyche again? No, it was Beppe, but I'll take it. Right, until tomorrow,
There
with
you go.
love, with care. We'll see
best.
you all in the morning.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.